Hey, it's Dr. McLean with Vital Energy Chiropractic. I want to share with you this amazing study and why this is important for you, especially today with what's going on with all this coronavirus, the lockdowns, the pandemic. But this is true all the time, but especially I think even more relevant today. So this is a study called Is Forward Head Posture Relevant to Autonomic Nervous System Function and Cervical Sensory Motor Control? That's a mouthful, but let me explain to you what that means. So we're looking at somebody from the side and their head's over their shoulders and they have a normal posture, or we can have what's called forward head posture. That's when the head is shifted forward in relationship to the shoulders. And this unfortunately is rampant in our society today because we're using cell phones, we're using computers, we're sitting in cars, we're doing all these things that is causing our body to shift and then stay in that position. And so they measured this and they wanted to see what kind of impact it had on the autonomic nervous system. Your autonomic nervous system is the things that control the things that you don't have to think about. So breathing, heart rate, digestion, immune system function, hormone control, okay? But also looking at what's called sensory motor control. Basically, that's how we can respond and how quickly we respond to our environment. And what they found is that it does affect it. People with forward head posture exhibited abnormal sensory motor control and autonomic nervous system dysfunction compared to those with normal head alignment. So what that means is if your head is shifted forward, you have a weakened autonomic and sensory motor control response, meaning your immune system cannot function as well as it's supposed to. So if you're exposed to the coronavirus, you're more likely to get sick than somebody that has a normal head posture, okay? The other thing that's really important at this is that they found, and this is separate from this study, but they found that when we're locked in that position, it stretches the spinal cord. So think of a cord like an electrical cord going to a lamp. And that cord's got a bunch of wires inside of it, and then around it has this plastic or maybe rubber coating. And if you stretch it, just kept stretching it and stretching it and stretch it, that outside cording is going to start to get frayed and damaged. Well, when we shift our head forward, our spine gets lengthened and it stretches the spinal cord and it damages that outside layer. Okay? And that causes, when that stretching happens, causes us to go into that sympathetic or fight or flight response. So what happens, people get locked into this. When we're stressed, and we get stressed, we get this forward head posture. With forward head posture, we get more stress, and we get this vicious cycle. So you know people right now, they're anxious all the time. They're in fear, and they're more likely to snap at each other, right? Because we're locked in this position. Creates anxiety, leads to depression. And so one of the best things you can do is a chiropractic adjustment because it interrupts that pattern and it moves you back into more of what's called a parasympathetic dominant state, more rest and relax. So think of forward head posture, you're amped up and you're stressed, or you can be relaxed. And we want to spend most of our time being relaxed. There's a time to be amped up when we get mad about something or we get a fight or something like that. Hopefully that's pretty rare. When we're in a stressful situation, we want that immune system and our nervous system to work the right way, but we want to spend the majority of our time in this relaxed state. And chiropractic is one of the best things you can do. But keep in mind, this is not about back pain or neck pain. Okay? This is about your health, about sensory motor control. Now, the second part, the sensory motor control, is how quickly you can respond to your environment. And again, go back to that relaxed state, but respond to germs, viruses, and all the things that we're exposed to on a regular basis. So take care of your spine and nervous system. Offset that stress by doing your spinal rehab, getting up from your desk, moving on a more of a regular basis, getting your workouts in. We've got to do things to offset this stress. Remember, you've got this innate intelligence, this inborn wisdom wired into you. You're wired to heal. We're doing things to interfere with that. When you're in this posture, you're interfering with that communication. Think of your cell phone when it's got a really bad signal, right? Really bad Wi-Fi signal, really bad signal. It runs really slow. You can't adapt very quickly. You can't download stuff. You can't look at videos because it's running really slow. Well, it's the same thing with our nervous system. We have this interference, it's like having a bad cell phone signal, okay? So this is our goal, is to optimize your nervous system so that innate intelligence can help you adapt your life and you can have an amazing life and live the life that you're designed to live.